Your trusted connectivity partner, Telkom Business, proudly brings you the Entrepreneurial SME Show.
Welcome to another installment of the Entrepreneurial SME. I'm your host, Rems Mabote. There are a few SMEs that have managed to outgrow their competitors and penetrate the international market. Today, sharing their recipe to success is award winner jewelry maker and founder of Phatsima Jewellery Designs, Nontando Molefe. Before we get to what she does and what her business offers, let's take a look at this.
My name is Nontando Molefe. I am the founder of Phatsima Jewellery Designs. Phatsima Jewellery Designs specializes in custom-made fine jewelry. We work with precious materials such as sterling silver, gold, platinum, diamonds and gemstones. We manufacture for individuals, for retailers, as well as the jewelry trade. I've been operating since 2010. So when I started the business, I started at home. My manufacturing workshop was at home. I would use service rental offices to meet clients or meet them at their homes or restaurants. And the business has been growing ever since organically, and I've just been investing back into the business. When we make jewelry, each jewelry piece is completely different from the next. It depends whether we are manufacturing for our collection, for Phatsima Jewellery Designs, or we're manufacturing for a client. So when it comes to clients who are looking for wedding rings and engagement rings, we usually first discuss in terms of the design, what it is that the clients want, what kind of style do they want. So I get inspiration from each individual because everybody is different. The challenges that I've faced as an entrepreneur mainly is really access to market in South Africa. So a lot of the jewelry companies that are successful and are doing well out there, that are popularly known, they prefer to either buy jewelry from other countries like China and Italy, and they don't really buy jewelry that is locally manufactured. In the next 5 years, I see Phatsima Jewellery Designs having retail stores, at least one retail store in each province, in one of the high-end malls of each province, so in Durban, Cape Town, as well as Johannesburg. I would also love to form great relationships with international buyers and supply more retailers internationally.
Nontando, good evening and thank you for coming. Beautiful story.
Thank you.
Where does it all begin?
Well, it started in 2010. Generally, I've always been a creative and very artistic. And in my early years of high school, I found out that I actually have a great interest in jewelry designing and manufacturing. And
it is a niche area. Where would that interest have come from?
From just paging around, I used to look at magazines and I'll think, how in the world is this made? How do they take the stones from being rough to how they look, or from the metal being all rough and mined to what it is now? And when I found out that there was actually a high school that offers that, the National School of the Arts, in grade 10, I changed from where I was and I went there, and my journey and love for jewelry began, and it just grew bigger.
Was there a moment when you were scared that maybe you're getting into something that won't flourish to your dreams?
No, never. And I was never ever scared. Actually, when I went to the University of Johannesburg, I was selected during the Anglo Gold Ashanti jewelry design competition, and I was one of the youngest there for the finalists for jewelry designers around South Africa.
Yes.
So for me, that was...
So you came in at the right time.
Yes,
really.
yes.
It was ripe for the market.
Like,
they were looking for people like you.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about beneficiation, so this is the right time. But manufacturing is also an industry that is very core to the economy, right?
Yes.
So you get into that space, you need money though. Yes. How did you launch the business? Did you need money? Did you steal from somewhere? Did you beg from somebody? Did government sponsor you?
No, so I saved some money. At the time, looking back, it was really small. I had saved about 50,000, and while I was working for the industry, I used to design for top high-end jewelry companies. I just started slowly collecting the equipment. So every time I'd just buy, and I slowly started building my workshop. And when I was ready, then it just happened, everything naturally and organically.
I'm very careful about this next question, but is it a difficult process? I mean, I can't imagine it because I'm not a creative, right?
Yes.
I just look at finished products and it looks like it has to be done by a machine, not even a human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a very delicate process. You have to have a very good eye for detail and extreme patience, because it's very meticulous, and you also have, there's also a bit of science also involved, because you use a lot of chemicals, so you have to know how to mix the chemicals to go along with the jewelry plating, yes, and cleaning the stones.
It's been a decade that you've been doing this. I mean, you've been even mentioned by Mail and Guardian and people. You're doing well. You've even broken into the international market. How did you do so?
So in 2017, I found out that the DTI actually has a program where they work together with the Jewelry Council of South Africa, and they look for top 20 designers in South Africa to take to the international markets. So I applied, and I happened to be chosen as one of the top 20 in South Africa to go and represent South Africa in countries such as Hong Kong, International Jewelry and Gem Fair, New York, Paris. Yes, and so there what happens is basically the whole jewelry industry around the world, they gather, and buyers from different countries come to see what is the top things that are happening, who are the new designers, and they come to stock for their retail companies.
In the inset, though, you do mention that the world is still buying from other countries, right? Yes. And they're not buying from people like you. How do you convince people to buy from Phatsima?
For me, I think our designs are very unique, and also just the trail of how the brand has grown throughout the years. It's a very mature brand.
Yeah.
And in terms of...
What does that mean in English, a mature brand? Every time I do things mature is when I drink alcohol. So what are we talking about?
I mean, it's gone through all the ups and downs, you know. I think even me as the business owner, I've acquired quite a lot of wisdom when it comes to just how to deal with the ins and outs. Even in terms of the technical side of the manufacturing, I know how to tackle each problem, and with also understanding. So at this point, I understand exactly what actually retailers look for when they are looking to stock for their...
What are they looking for?
They're looking to pay as little as possible to have high profit margins for themselves. So I've learned just there's specific ways that you have to actually manufacture the jewelry piece so that it's not, the metal is not too heavy, not to use stones that are maybe not too of high value to meet their expectations when it comes to the cost.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we ask you more questions now about how to get to your market. Okay. We will be back shortly. Don't touch that dial.